This is Bolthra, and welcome to, sad to say, the last episode of Blood in the Water. This is we're in our third season, and we are wrapping up the story tonight. We're gonna see if we can wrap up any loose ends, finish the story, and you know me, I always leave something open for later, because you never know. Never say never. Um, and we're also going to have a Q&A at the end. So anyone watching, if you have any questions that you want to ask about the story, go ahead and put them in the chat. In the meantime, let's get started. Let's introduce our players. So we've got Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Layla Jensen, who was originally part of a vampire band, and now everything's gone strange.
I think she's becoming maybe a solo act. Who knows?
I don't know.
And Aloysius.
Hello, I'm Aloysius. I'm playing Silas Lambert, who is, well, I guess who was freelance fixer. Now he's turning out to be a good cami boy. So
there could be opportunities for advancement. Who knows?
That's true. He is a man of opportunity.
That's true. Let's jump into our recap. Whispers will be joining us a little bit later when they're able to join. So why don't we go ahead and just kind of do kind of a short recap of last episode. Layla had a meeting with an old friend. Our friend Donnie showed up at her house, and in his typical hell on wheels attitude, he has picked up Layla. They've gone to the crack house. They've broken Doyle out, and now he's decided, hey, let's go kill some Sabbat assholes, and has suggested they go to the liquor store and make some Molotov cocktails.
Yep.
Layla's got some decisions to make about that, and maybe some things she wants to consider, but right now she's in Donnie's vehicle and pretty much ready to go kill things. Silas. Well, Silas woke up in his house and was really accosted. I guess maybe that's the right word. I'd like to say attacked. Well, attacked, I guess, is a better word as well. By two Nosferatu who work for the Camarilla. They suggested that at first Silas's trustworthiness was in question by rudely stabbing him. But he did manage to kind of talk his way out of some things, and now has been taken to a Camarilla party at a restaurant in Ybor City. Dr. Shirley had already kind of started her campaign to join the Camarilla earlier, with being promised to be the Malkavian Primogen. So we will see if the powers that be, the so-called New Order, are trustworthy and keep to their word. So let's start off with, I think, probably starting off with Silas for right now. We're going to start off with him.
Okay.
At the party, kind of picking up kind of right where we left off. He had been talking to Marjorie, the one of the Nosferatu, who were kind of leading this little war band of Camarilla, and they had been asking him previously for information about first his sire, his sire's name, which he did give.
Yeah.
And was also asked if he could give her location. And yes. I believe he gave a location.
Yes, he gave the location of Cassandra's safe house, though he also gave them the heads up that she is almost certainly not there anymore, because after she gets a job done, she's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. And they've confirmed that she's not there. And Amelie is really a prize that they really seem to covet from the time they heard her name. She would really be quite valuable to the Camarilla. But Silas had given what he knew. Kind of gave up that information, and we'll see if they come back with any further questions. Dr. Shirley was kind of making the rounds, talking to a lot of people. But one thing Silas does notice is there's really only two Tampa Canaanites here, kindred here in the room. Jesus, the former Baron, who now seems to be handpicked as the new prince. And himself. There's really no other local kindred here. He does here. Silas does see a woman. He doesn't recognize most of the room, obviously, but there is a woman sitting in a dark corner right across from where Jesus is. Jesus is kind of still making the rounds, talking to some people. One of the people he was talking to, a blonde woman, that both Silas and Dr. Shirley got a feeling seems very Toreador. Just if there was a stereotype for a Toreador, she probably
she would be it. Okay,
exactly. Not quite a Barbie, but is
but close.
Yes. Hello, Dr. Shirley.
Hello.
Hello. How opportune. We were just talking. We are at the restaurant in Tampa, where Dr. Shirley and Silas are being courted by the Camarilla. Dr. Shirley's standing seems pretty solid. She's been offered the Primogen position of the Malkavian clan. Silas's standing seems a little more tentative based on some further information that they would like. I was just describing that in the room there's very few local kindred. Silas, Dr. Shirley, and Jesus. Most everyone else is new to them. Before we jump into a description of a character, though, I'd like to see if there's anything Dr. Shirley wanted to start off with, kind of an opening monologue. Would you?
Well, first, I just want to mention, as part of her prize, the reasons why she agreed to this was not for the seat, but because she got two matching varsity jackets for
That's right.
her and her new son. I just want to throw that out there. That's what she agreed to this too.
Didn't they shoot your son when they first met you or something?
No, shot a different newbie vampire.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
A random NPC. He's fine. Maybe, I don't know. We never went back to check on him.
They probably left him for the son.
Yeah. You know what? This is our last session. I'm gonna use one of my abilities on Silas.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna use telepathic bond with Silas.
Okay.
Because if we're surrounded by people we don't know, Shirley knows Silas. You're a worrywart. You're paranoid. And in case you want to be like, hey, let's blow this shit up, Shirley wants to know. She wants to know if she's going to be blown up tonight. Also, give me a moment to get into the rolling shit.
So you're using telepathy?
Yes.
To
connect my mind with Silas's.
Looks like it is resolve and auspex versus wits and subterfuge.
But a question is, if Dr. Shirley gives the nod when Silas just chooses to fail.
Okay.
I mean,
depends on if Silas wants someone in his head. I mean,
I mean, he definitely doesn't, but it could be beneficial at this point in time, so he's willing to deal with that.
Do I need to roll since he's allowing me in?
I'm gonna say no roll.
Okay.
If everyone's like, yeah, I mean, if he was resisting it, yeah, you'd be rolling. But
Okay, yeah.
she gives him a knowing wink, as we say, and he braces himself.
Yeah, as it goes in, just for a second, you just hear she connects. We think of a random chaotic song. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Hey, Silas?
I hate this. Yes.
Oh, I just put this up in case, something happens. You decide to shoot up the place. I just want to know if I need to hide.
No, that's not currently in the plan.
Cool, I'm just gonna keep this up while we're here because, well, honestly, just because I want to, and it feels like you might want to communicate with someone secretly for, like, secret things.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I think then after that, she will just look at the people who brought them there and just go, so, like, are these, like, newbies who are going to be, like, joining us in this territory, or, like, visiting?
Who would you speaking to? Say Marjorie, the lady who brought you.
Yes.
Okay. She says yes. Several of them are going to be establishing domains here within Tampa. As it seems, there's territory to be had now.
Cool. As long as nobody goes in, like, my woods or my place, I'm fine. I have a lot of animals that are, like, not to die.
Oh, your domain is off limits. That is protected by you, and will be treated with respect.
Cool. In the legal law system, I had all this area completely redrawn just for this purpose.
I'm sure the prince would be willing to accept that.
Cool.
There is a woman. Jesus is kind of stayed at kind of the far end of the room, speaking with the blonde woman again, who you assuming is the stereotypical toreador. On the other side of Jesus, though, is a woman kind of sitting kind of in the shadows a bit. She is a kind of a petite woman in a red dress who hasn't really said anything, hasn't really engaged with anyone. She has kind of dark black hair that almost kind of like hides her face from view. You can just kind of see kind of the edge like of her nose kind of sticking out. And she's not engaging anyone, and no one has gone over to speak to her. But she almost looks out of place in a way, in that kindred are very social creatures.
Silas would make a beeline for her.
Oh yeah, Shirley's also going to follow because it's weird.
Okay.
Silas is like finally someone I can relate to.
Okay. As you get towards her, Jesus does kind of look in your direction as you start walking towards her. Just kind of gives you kind of a simple nod, but then kind of looks at the woman and then kind of looks away finally as you approach her.
Yes, I'll nod in return as he nods at me.
Okay. And she's, like I said, she's not interacting with anyone, but if you come up close to her, she probably will acknowledge you.
Yep, I will walk up to her. So she's sitting at this table by herself in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She says, yeah, can I help you? And she has an accent. It's a Spanish accent. If you had levels of history or something that you could figure out what region perhaps her accent is from, but it is a distinctive accent.
Okay.
Says, hello.
You look like a fellow wallflower.
I do like to stay in the shadows. And she just smiles.
I can appreciate that.
And you are?
Silas Lambert, a pleasure.
Ah. And she says, I've heard of you.
Good things, I hope.
They brought you here, so I imagine still some good things.
Fair enough.
Did Dr. Shirley come over?
Oh yeah, she's just kind of
Okay.
like being
Okay.
quiet, not wanting to like mess with her vibe of being introverted until she's like acknowledged.
Oh, and she looks over at Dr. Shirley and she's like, I'm not afraid I don't know you.
Dr. Shirley, you care? Or you can just call me Shirley.
Dr. Shirley. Ah. My name is Carmilla.
Nice to meet you.
And she reaches out her hand to either character.
Okay. In what manner?
More like to like shake your hand.
Okay, I will go and shake her hand.
Yeah, once Silas is done, Shirley will also shake her hand.
She is warm to the touch. She is, in fact, very warm. And if you watched her neck or anything like in her face, you can definitely see she is breathing.
Okay.
But she kind of just pulls her hand back and stays very guarded. Her position's guarded, but she's welcoming you to talk to her.
Okay. Let's see. Can I use Sense the Beast? I want to see if she's a normal person or if she's one of us.
Okay. Sure, that is let me see. That's let me just go just to find it here. So that's Beast. Sorry.
All good.
Page 245. Oh, there we go. Okay. Resolve and animalism versus composure plus subterfuge. Okay. I don't think I have her character sheet in here, so I'm going to roll for her over here. All this time I should have put her character sheet in, but of course I didn't. So, whatever.
Who needs it?
Exactly. Okay. Okay, if you want to go ahead and roll your resolve plus animalism. So I think you just add a die, add as many dice as you have in levels of animalism. So
I think you're able to. It looks like you're able to go to your discipline page, and if you click the discipline, then you can add the ability.
Oh, okay.
To it.
All right.
Okay, so let's try this.
I set some of that up for werewolf with the gifts and stuff, but I didn't do it for vampire.
Okay, I got 3 successes.
It's possible bestial failure. Okay. She is human.
Okay.
But you sense a predator about her. Like there's something dangerous about her.
Okay. I'm intrigued even more now.
Do you share that information with our telepathic bond?
Yeah, I'll relay that information.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Last episode, why not? So.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Fuck it. Who gives a shit?
Hey, I never got to use my astral projection this season, and I don't think I'm going to.
I don't see it happening, but anyway. So, okay. Yeah, this is someone who is a predator in their own right.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to find one of your kind among us tonight.
My kind?
The still breathing kind.
Mortal.
Jesus is my cousin, and he invited me along for this special evening.
Interesting. It's a very big night for him.
It is. Your council of what's the correct word? Kindred.
Yes.
Yes. I have some interactions with your kind through my cousin, but I tend to keep to my own business.
A fair way to be.
Yeah, we tend to only like be social at times when we come to these events. Actually, I don't know a lot of us that tend to leave our houses or our areas.
I tend not to leave mine very much either. I still have my connections, though.
Like connections or connections?
I say, and Silas just like looks over at her when she says that because the way she said it was so negligibly different from each other.
Connections or connections?
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, I have my own interests in Tampa.
That weirdly answers my question completely and fully with no follow-ups.
I'm sure.
I suppose when it's time for your kindred business, I'll probably need to leave the room. But in the meantime, it was good chatting with you both. Thank you for coming to talk to me. Most of the other guests have not given me any acknowledgement at all.
It was a pleasure. I do hope that you enjoyed the rest of the evening and that no one harasses you too much.
And she kind of looks at her watch. She's like, it's probably time for me to go anyway. So she stands very gracefully.
As she leaves, Dr. Shirley will give her one of her cards.
She says, are you the one with the zoo?
Okay, what? Yes.
Yes, she is.
Sorry, I heard that somewhere. Didn't mean to be so flippant about it.
I mean, it's not really a zoo, it's just a hawk and a lion and a albino snow wolf.
A miniature zoo, if you will.
Respect for animals is a good thing.
I understand them more than I do people now.
And she walks up to Jesus, and from right behind him, and just gives him a slight kiss on the cheek. And the thing you both notice is, I didn't see anyone ever able to sneak up on someone like Jesus, but she seems so graceful that she got right behind him, and plus he knew exactly who it was. So she gives him a kiss on the cheek and starts heading for the restaurant door.
Shirley just gives a small little wave as she walks out.
Okay.
Yeah. Silas won't say anything. He'll just sort of like watch her leave silently.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is Magnus here?
Magnus is not. And that is surprising. Magnus doesn't seem like he was probably invited for some reason.
Next follow-up from last session. Did they ever find Shirley some animal blood to drink?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say they... storyteller completely forgot.
We'll say yes, they did do that.
We'll just say yes.
Yeah. It might have been some stray dog or something, but
it's fine.
On a quick budget, they gotta find something. So yeah.
Did they juice a dog for its blood?
Maybe. We here at Restless Barbarian Gaming love dogs, by the way.
We do.
We do love dogs.
Please do not juice your dog.
Yeah,
That is illegal in all
Exactly.
50 states
Exactly.
and multiple countries.
Only in a game. Only do that in a game when you're playing
Exactly.
a bloodthirsty vampire and or horrific
Exactly.
creature of the night.
Yeah. It's we're gonna say it was a poodle.
Okay.
One of the
But
poodles. One of the poodles
Ooh.
from the house that we were hiding out in.
Perhaps.
I just want to toss this out here because I gotta say the joke. Werewolves are free game to juice though. And she's just gonna take a sip of her.
That's because their blood tastes so good, though.
Oh, sure, that's the way I meant it, Silas.
Wait till you try fairy blood. Okay, so yeah, they give Dr. Shirley her cocktail, and we are going to switch over to Layla. She's at the outside the liquor store with Donnie. Donnie's about ready to go in and buy a couple bottles of cheap vodka, maybe a couple T-shirts from the place. And,
I mean, okay.
Yeah. And he will leave her in the car.
Okay.
You're also in the car with Ruben and Gary.
Doyle, unless he went in.
And Doyle, yeah. So you got the four of you still in the car. Donnie kind of left you outside.
Okay.
What's Layla up to?
I'm gonna text Dr. Shirley real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay. So I'm sending you a text. Shirley, I'm ready to talk to your Nosferatu friends now.
Those are the ones that broke in and talked to me before, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'll just like quickly go over to Marjorie to be like, hey, quick question. So you know, my friend Layla that I was talking about, that wanted to like leave that horrible place. Oh, she's ready to have a meeting whenever you're good. Should I tell her to come by? Should I tell her like tomorrow? I don't really know what to do.
Meanwhile, I'm tapping on the side of my phone like,
absolutely.
Come on.
I think we'd prefer to meet with her in another location.
Like, can we do that tonight?
We can definitely do that tonight. Let me speak to Monique, and we can be excused, and then we can definitely meet up with Layla tonight.
Could we say my little compound, or are we going somewhere else?
If you wouldn't mind hosting a party, I think that would be an excellent idea.
Oh, I wouldn't mind hosting something, so I'll just tell my son to prepare a little extra blood.
And she says, "Yeah, set it up, and we'll meet with your friend." Her name again was
Layla.
Layla. Okay. All right. And she kind of just slides back to her posse, and they all begin to.
Yeah. I will say that whole conversation, Dr. Shirley was repeating her responses so Silas could hear the conversation.
Sure.
And be in the loop. And then I'll just text. It's gonna be like another moment because Dr. Shirley's gonna forget to text you back. So it's all in 5 minutes before you get a response. Yeah, totally. We'll meet you at my place for like a party ?
Okay. All right, thanks. I'm waiting on Donnie to get out of the liquor store, so it'll be a bit.
Oh, can you grab me some like scotch?
I don't. He just left us in the vehicle. I don't know. Maybe he's got some.
Oh, cool. I'll just go by the bar and put it on Silas's tab.
Whatever works. I just need to talk to them.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Silas has spent more alcohol. He spent more money on alcohol for Shirley than he has for himself.
Exactly.
Okay, so unless Donnie's come back already, I'm gonna talk to everybody that's in this vehicle, right?
Okay. Yeah, Donnie hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I'm sure he's finding lots of things. Yeah. So, we escaped the Sabbat. People don't usually do that. So, I'm gonna talk to some Nosferatu that seemed really interested in talking to me for some reason, and maybe set us up somewhere safer.
Ruben and Gary don't say anything.
Okay.
Doyle just kind of shakes his head, like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever we got to do to get away from these people.
Right.
Donnie comes out of the store
Okay.
carrying a cardboard box. Looks like he bought an entire case
Mm-hmm.
of probably the
Something.
cheapest vodka they had.
Yeah.
Has a couple T-shirts over his shoulder.
Right.
Comes out, pops the back
Mhm.
door, throws the case in there, slaps T-shirts down, slams the door, gets back in, looks over at Layla, goes, "All right, let's go to the party."
Yeah, about that. I'm gonna talk to the Nosferatu that talked to Shirley.
The who, the what?
The Nosferatu. They talked to Dr. Shirley. Do you remember Dr. Shirley? Maybe not.
Who's this? Wait. I think I'm missing something here.
Yeah, there's a lot. I know they talked to Dr. Shirley and they set her up with things she wanted, and I just think maybe we should. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm not sure. I think we're going to Dr. Shirley's the plan. And we just left the Sabbat. Like, we need some kind of protection so they don't come after us.
We're gonna go kill him. We're gonna
Yeah.
go over there with the bottles, and we do
Yeah. How fast are we with these? I mean, we could do it.
I'm sensing some hesitation here, Layla.
I'm just very tired. I mean, I've been through so much. There's probably a way in that might not be checked.
So who are these Nosferatu? Are you telling me you're not?
What?
No, you're not selling me out to the Camarilla, are you?
Oh, hell no.
What then? And he takes the keys and steps out of the car
Shit.
and just like slams the door, like the whole car shakes.
All right,
He's like,
I'll be right back, everybody. Hold on. I'm gonna get out. I'm not setting you up.
Oh my God, Layla, I came back for you.
No, I know, but I just want to survive, you know. And if
So
these
what?
Molotovs will do it, then fine. But
But then you're sending me. You want to go?
no, I mean, you can just drop me off at Shirley's, and you don't have to join the Camarilla.
I ain't.
I know
joining.
you ain't. I know it's not your style. I got it.
And he's realizing he's outside a liquor store with cameras because he looks like Donnie wants to go Hulk smash.
Yeah. I know. All right, we'll
s-
do this. We'll do this thing. There's got to be a way in where we won't immediately get spotted, I guess.
He's like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. You held this back on me.
I didn't realize they were Camarilla. I just knew they were Nosferatu.
He tosses the keys to you. And he's like, good luck
shit.
to you.
Donnie.
And
we
he
need
goes,
you. If
he,
they're
and
gonna-
he and he goes stomping off into the night.
Great. That didn't
The
work at all.
drama.
Yeah. I just.
I warned you,
He
Donnie
has
might
been
not.
spilled.
He might not.
Donnie
Go
might not agree.
Yeah, I know. But
Silas is low key kind of gonna love this.
Shirley, high key, is gonna be making popcorn while you say this
my
happened at
God.
her house. Give a little to Silas as we just sit there and watch.
And then
oh,
Silas will
God.
throw it over his shoulder because he can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Donnie has, and before you know it, he has turned on the celerity jets and is.
God. All right. Fuck. Okay. So I'm picking up the keys that he threw at me and
Yeah.
getting back in the vehicle, slamming the door probably not quite as hard as he did, but sort of.
And Doyle just speaks up and goes, "Donnie being Donnie."
Yeah. Definitely.
I didn't think he was going to take the news well.
No, I didn't think he would either, but like I was trying to explain that I wasn't trying to get him into the Camarilla. I don't even know what that is, but yeah, he's not he'll go beat something up and be fine later, I'm sure. You know?
So Doyle says, "Okay, so what are we doing then?"
I don't know. Well, we have alcohol and cloth, and I have a gun. I don't know how to use, but I don't know how this is going to go. Like you all have been there. I mean, there's a lot of people that are following Deshaun because they're probably afraid of him. He could stick all of them on us.
Gary speaks up. He says,
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like C-3PO, but
Yeah.
the odds are pretty bad.
I know. I know.
I don't know what this camo whatever is. I
don't really either. I just know it's not the Sabbat.
All right. He says, I trust you.
That's good to hear.
Ruben doesn't say anything.
Donnie doesn't trust me anymore right now, so.
Ruben just kind of shrugs. He's like, I don't know. I've been a vampire like a week.
I know.
Maybe not even a week.
You
You
guys have been through so much. I mean, and you're still hanging out. So, all right. If we go talk to the Nosferatu, which I'm hoping to do, I'm going to see if they can provide us some kind of protection, because Deshaun's going to try to come and kill us or send people to do it. You know that. So I'm going to drive to Dr. Shirley's place.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Back to the restaurant. Marjorie and her crew have been speaking to this woman who you've heard named Monique, and she is the woman who was standing next to Jesus.
The Barbie-looking one.
Yes. She slides up to Silas.
Okay.
And she has a French accent, which I will not attempt to do.
Okay.
And says, Mr. Lambert, so glad to see you've joined us tonight.
And then in French, he'll respond, the pleasure's all mine. She will speak back to you in French. My name is Monique, and I am an Archon reporting to the Toreador Justicar. I see.
The city of Tampa will be under Camarilla control I believe in a short time. I believe we have the numbers and the resources. We'd still like more information about the Sabbat. You had mentioned you had a associate who had joined them.
I do, though it seems like your people are already in the process of getting in touch with her, so...
Ah, so this is that Layla Jensen.
Indeed.
Ah. Your cooperation has been appreciated. There's one more thing we would still like, though, to ensure your full safety. We haven't been able to put our hands on Baron Underwood.
Yes, she has absconded from the city.
If you were able to contact her and effectively deliver her to my associates, I will offer you the following deal. You can either stay here in Tampa, or you can leave safely with a minor boon from myself.
Even a minor boon from someone such as yourself is nothing to slouch at.
Yes. But only when she is in custody.
Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, why do you want her in custody instead of just killed?
She might have further information that she can tell us about perhaps other anarch activities throughout the southeast. Plus, it often helps to quell rebellion when you can display a head of those who defy the Camarilla.
A very fair point. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. There is a time limit on this deal, I'm afraid to say.
Understandable. Besides, the longer this takes, the harder it will be to nail her down anyway.
All right. And she will put out a hand to shake it with you.
He'll shake her hand.
And she has a surprisingly firm, powerful grip for someone.
Love that. He loves a good firm handshake.
Exactly.
He's like she means business.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
appreciate that.
She learned G.I. Joe's kung fu grip. So okay. And she will depart. The Nosferatu contingent are ready to leave with Dr. Shirley when she is ready.
Yeah, so Dr. Shirley is fully, oh yeah, my mic is on, I just had to make sure I wasn't talking without it on, the stupidity I do all the time. Yeah, she fully texted her child, which, you know what, he's gonna be part of the running joke. Tonight his name is Joseph. He has a name. Dr. Shirley.
Garrett. I think his name is Garrett.
Oh, it is Garrett. I know that. But you know what? We're just gonna add him to the running joke. Then he gets a new name.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's just, hey, Joseph, in parentheses, Garrett.
Mom is on her way home. Clean your room. So.
I'm on my way home. We're having a party. If you can get the blood sickle pops out of the freezer and put them in a margarita glass. I don't know, make the house look like something. Also, you get to meet a friend of your mother's. Bye! Be there in 20. And then she'll start to head out, and just as once I leave 3 miles from Silas, my telepathic connection would break.
Okay. All right. We will flash forward slightly. You get there before Layla. Garrett did an amazing job with actually getting things ready in 20 minutes. He seemed to have possibly enlisted some help from some of the other kids hanging around, and everything seems just about perfect when you get there.
Yeah, as she walks in, she just goes, Garrett, I think you would really love a client of mine. His name is Kyle. And he's really into this interior decorating stuff, and he is totally gay. Don't let him lie to you.
Kyle, you hear Kyle speak from the other room. I heard that. Totally not gay.
You were supposed to, and we don't need to talk about your weird fascination of your best friend in tights.
We just enjoy wrestling. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, well, with some of the things, we'll get into this later. I'm having company.
Yeah, Marjorie and the Nosferatu seem kind of like less than like enthused with this conversation. They're like, can you put that Kyle away for a little bit?
Oh, it's fine.
He's going to be annoying.
He'll be in his room as long as you don't talk about him.
Okay. There are 3 Nosferatu with Marjorie, and they kind of post up in different corners of the room. Marjorie will stay with Dr. Shirley. Layla has arrived. She gets through the gates with her crew, and gets up to the front door.
Okay.
Oh, you don't even have to knock. Shirley just opens the door as soon as you get. She has guards posted everywhere. She knew you were in. She told them to let you open up the gate. She just goes, Layla, you're done being evil. Welcome home.
Oh, thank you.
She'll like open her arms to like give you a hug.
Oh, yeah, she'll get a hug back.
It's a nice hug, a pat on the back. And then, as well as if you will allow, she'll nod at you, give you the wing to activate her telepathic bond with you.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Just in case,
Sure.
something happens. It's gonna like, you have your crew behind you, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shirley's gonna be like, nerd, that one's crazy. So who are they?
That's Doyle. It's my sire. You've seen him before.
I feel like I would remember that.
Yeah, well, how often have you seen our Whispering Shadows gig? You know, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, and then that's Gary, and that's Ruben, and they have also escaped the Sabbat.
You have children?
No. It's not like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Marjorie just stands behind Dr. Shirley.
Oh, by the way, this
listening.
is Marjorie.
Hi.
Marjorie,
Nice to meet
Layla, Marjorie.
And Marjorie looks like, if you've seen the art for this episode, that's what Marjorie looks like.
Right.
Kind of sores like on her face.
Right.
Kinda.
That's fine.
And she says, "So pleased to finally meet you, Miss Jensen."
It's nice to meet you as well. I can tell you all kinds of things about the Sabbat.
Oh, I'm hoping you will.
I mean, what I know. I've not been there that long.
And she looks, says, "So," and points at Doyle. So this one
This
is
is Doyle. He's my sire.
Was he involved with any of this?
And I look at Doyle for a minute, and I explain. Deshaun had him in a really crappy little apartment thing, and was going to hurt him if I didn't do everything Deshaun said.
Deshaun.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person, but you should stop talking in my doorway and actually come in. Dr. Shirley's gonna walk off.
Okay. I mean, there wasn't enough room to get everybody in. So.
Yeah, they kind of bring you into the central room wherever you're all meeting.
That's fine.
And you see these 3 other creatures kind of standing and really in kind of like either side of you and one at the far wall.
That's fine. They're not as
Shirley
scary.
will offer everyone a like bloody margarita.
What?
It's a margarita made out of blood. That's like kind of like a slushie. It's been in the freezer for 2 years.
I think I'm okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
And Marjorie then kind of steps past you and looks at Reuben and Carrie. And these two?
They were, they can probably explain it better than I can, but they were part of the Sabbat. They were part of my pack.
Ah. And Marjorie glances at one of the Nosferatu. And two of them flash across the room and grab Gary and Reuben. And
why?
Lift their heads up and have knives at their throats.
What? Why? They didn't do anything.
But they could betray us.
I don't think they're going to.
They
You don't know what they've been through.
slash both their throats.
Oh my god. Why though? I mean,
And they both and crumble to the ground and begin to slowly disintegrate. They don't turn ash like older vampires.
Wow, weak sauce fledglings out here.
God, that's
And dumps the bodies. It says, Layla, you are gonna tell us quite a bit what you know about Sabbat.
yeah. If
And-
you want to know,
And you're not quitting. First of all,
I'm not quitting. What?
you're not quitting the Sabbat. Now that we have someone on the inside,
Oh God.
can tell us all about what's going on.
Garrett, can I get some disinfectant for my floor?
Oh God.
Please and thank you.
Oh my God.
Not the thing I expected from Dr. Shirley, but
No, not really.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Shirley's fine with this. She's just worried about her floors.
no, betrayal is fine, but
Yeah.
my dirty floor. No.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's used to it, having to clean up after the lioness all the time.
Lioness. She worked with a baron at one point to murder people. It's fine. It's typical Tuesday.
And he's like, look,
Yeah.
I'm not in that Sabbat.
No.
Layla and I both fought against it. We just want to go. Just let us go. We won't. And he looks over at Layla like, we can just go, right?
I don't think they're gonna let us.
And he kind of looks back. And Marjorie's just got this grin on her face. She says, "Oh, Doyle, relax. As long as Layla plays her part, you're in no danger."
So I have to go back. Is that right?
Yeah, you're gonna be going back.
What do you want to do?
Their numbers,
Hmm.
their locations, are they?
They're in
Awesome.
an old Best Buy that's been run down for a while. That's where everyone
Okay.
meets.
And she kind of nods and says, "That's a good start."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But if the cockroaches are in one place, there's going to be lots more elsewhere. Trust me, I once lived in a sewer.
Okay, I'll trust you on that. I don't want to go back, but if that's what I got to do, then I'll do it. I don't know if he's going to kill me as soon as he sees me, though.
I'm willing to take that chance, says Marjorie.
Obviously, you are. Yes.
Dr. Again, and she looks back, Dr. Again, lovely seeing your house. I think we need to take Miss Jensen now back to meet Monique and the soon-to-be prince.
Mm.
Welcome to come back and join the party if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Also, can you tell your guys if they're gonna kill, like, a vampire, not to do so on my freshly waxed floors? The ash is gonna take a while to get out of these floors.
Send us the cleaning bill.
Okay, cool. Garrett, can you call the most expensive company?
Oh my. What?
Looking for the most expensive company.
So you're taking me back to Deshaun?
In time, yes.
Okay.
Now, you can speak to Dr. Shirley if you'd like to. I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry, Marjorie doesn't say this. I'm saying
Yeah.
Telepathic, right?
Yeah.
you can if you'd like to. So Marjorie's going to kind of step back and talk to her team for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna try this telepathic thing.
Mhm.
Shirley, how much do you trust these people?
Well, I get to live. They won't kill me and my son, and they offered me leather jacket. So like, I
The
feel
most
like,
important thing.
yeah, the most important thing of the Leatherman jackets. I mean, like any other vampire, like as far as I can throw them.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, the thing we do, we go for our best chance of survival. But you know, if anything feels wrong or your brain feels all weird, that's what I'm here for. If you want to go undercover.
I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, you already know my brain's been damaged from a while ago, so I mean, there's not a lot left. But I just need to know if you can protect Doyle here.
Yeah, that's
I don't
the
want him
point of
coming
this
with.
place.
Okay.
Now, would he prefer a small, medium, or large apartment? You're one of my friends. I'll hook you up with one of the ones.
I don't know. If it's just gonna be the two of us when I get back, if I get back. Medium? I don't know.
Media?
Could ask him.
Yeah, I'll probably. I'm gonna come with you because, like, I don't even know this prince. I'm supposed to be on council.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna wait for Marjorie, I guess.
Yeah. Before we go, Shirley's just gonna grab your hand and take you upstairs.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the fuck you're wearing, but you're not wearing something to meet a prince. And Shirley's like, "What size do you wear? Like 12?
Maybe a 14, 12, somewhere in there. You know.
Okay, cool. So I'll go back to 30 years ago when I wore 12. I still do, darling. We're undead. That was just a joke. She'll go in there and toss you like a. Layla's more of like a rocker type of person, so it's much more of like a shorter dress. It's tight to your knees, a bit more bodycon with like a rocker type belt. She tosses like a weird formal jacket with like studs coming out of it. On the back of it, it just says formal attire. And, like spray paint on the back of the jacket. She does her hair like a very like messy rocker bun. And then she'll show you the mirror, and it's weirdly like formal, but like still bringing in your personality.
Wow, this looks great.
Well, I'm not gonna have you go to a ball and then looking all you.
I know. Things have been rough lately, so. Okay, so that's where they're taking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come back downstairs with Ayla after that.
Okay.
Before we return to the party, I want to go back to Silas. Anything he wants to do?
Well, he'd probably be mentally composing, the best way to lure Cassandra back, at the very least, to like her safe house. Realistically, saying that Deshaun was dead would be a good sell there. But she would probably want a way to confirm that. So it might be best to hold off on that until he can actually say that Deshaun's been dealt with, since that's an active thing that's being worked on. So he'll sort of just like, it'd be like mulling this over in his head at the party. Is there anybody else here that seems like they would be interesting to talk to?
Yes, but they don't seem like they want to talk to you, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
They
He wouldn't be like approaching them. He would just be
Yeah.
like eyeing up people.
Yeah, they're. I mean, there's people in some men in suits and women in gowns, and for the most part, well-dressed folks, but they don't seem to be really wanting to talk to you.
All right.
And you take it as a slight. These are going to be new coworkers, and already
Yep.
if they want to work, they already don't seem like they want to. Silas has a reputation as someone who gets things done, but he hasn't proven that for this group yet.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
one of those.
true.
I've heard about that guy, but can he be trusted? So.
All right. All right, then he'll sort of just like, casually sort of just like roam around, not really interacting with anybody, but like being seen, I guess.
Okay. He kind of glances towards the front door, and he does see that the woman Carmilla. He does see her just kind of walk past the front door, and she said she was leaving a while ago, but she see her just kind of walk past the front door again. Interesting.
He's intrigued. He'll head that way because there's fucking no one here wants to talk to him. So
yeah, and nobody's stopping him. I mean, he's still a vampire. I mean, mortals are gonna quake as he walks by. So. He gets to the front door of the restaurant, and there is a kind of like a section outside where Ubers and things like that would go, and he just catches sight of Carmilla just walking down the street and kind of goes around the building, kind of out of sight.
Okay. He'll head that way.
Okay. He gets around the corner, and there is a section of the building that doesn't have any lamps or street lights or anything, and he sees something very, very odd. Carmilla stops in the shadows, and her entire body quakes for a moment and turns into a swarm of black spiders. An entire body of black spiders that drops, hits the floor, and they all go scurrying further into the darkness.
Love that. Incredible.
And that's how you lose the arachnophobes.
They went away, so.
So they just like scurried off into the darkness?
Yeah.
He'll hang out for a few.
Okay. Doesn't see any spiders. Doesn't. Charlotte doesn't come up and pay him a visit or anything like that.
Okay, and there are things that are connecting in my brain now. Now that you've revealed this.
I was waiting to see if anyone wanted to, go, and I thought, let me just bring her back one more time. So I've been holding on to that for a couple years now. So.
Yeah. He'll let her go and head back to the building.
Okay. As he's heading back in,
but he's very intrigued by this revelation, though.
As he's heading back in, a large SUV pulls up, and a couple people pile out. The Nosferatu contingent, and Dr. Shirley and Layla step out.
Once we're back, I'm gonna text Silas being like, I brought the goods. In case you didn't know what I was referring to, the goods as Layla, our friend who's been like missing for like 2 weeks.
I say meanwhile as I'm walking up as she's texting me this information. I'd say, but I'd say, is sort of like as he registers that Layla steps out of the car, he'd be like a little stunned at first, and then seeing what she's wearing, I'd say if his heart could skip a beat, it would.
No.
Aww.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi. Good to see you're not dead.
Yeah, well, technically we all are, but
You know what I mean.
yes.
In
sorry.
the much more literal
I'm
sense.
just really nervous.
Not dead again.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And it's really helped me with this, so.
Marjorie heads inside. The three Nosferatu, they do stay near Layla. Kind of open hand gesture, like, after you, let's go in.
Okay. And I'll walk in.
Okay. You walk in, you see a lot of people that you do not recognize. You almost positive they're all kindred, but you don't recognize any of them. The only one you do recognize is the former Baron, Jesus Montenegro, is there. They look like they're getting ready to almost make like a speech or something.
All right.
A lot of people are, now that you've arrived, a lot of people are getting ready to kind of settle into some tables. You see Marjorie walk over to a blonde woman, kind of whispers something in her ear, and the woman kind of glances over and just smiles at Layla. And they Nosferatu lead you guys to a table, and gesture Silas and Dr. Shirley to sit at the same table with Layla and Doyle, if they'd like to.
All right, he'll sit.
Okay. And they seems like there's going to be a couple minutes till maybe there's a speech or something like that, so the three of you can chat if you like to.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Silas, do you know any like good vampiric cleaning companies to get like ash out of like recently waxed hardwood flooring?
I usually do the cleanup job myself.
Would you charge an outrageous amount and I'll actually pay you a decent amount, but then make these assholes pay you more money?
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
Why do I feel like we're all just looking at Layla to talk?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Do you want some blood? They have like really good margaritas here.
Yeah, that might help, actually.
Cool. Yeah, Dr. Shirley will like wave over like a waitress, but like, yeah, oh wait, hold on. Layla, do you want human or animal blood? If it's animal blood, it's gonna take them like 30 minutes.
Human's fine.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna take a margarita off the tray and hand it to Layla.
Okay, and I drink a little bit of it and try to calm down.
Do you want a Xanax?
Maybe later? I don't know.
Doyle puts his hand on Layla's hand and says, "It's gonna be all right. We'll get through this.
Okay.
There's got to be a way out."
Well, I got out of the spot, so maybe there is.
Yeah, to help you relax, Dr. Shirley, through my bond with you still, is gonna send, you feel like a little like pulse through your brain, and you're filled with like a lot of like positive memories and good times to just help you relax and let the endorphins in your brain start to be released.
Okay. All right, so I just start smiling now a little bit.
Feel better?
Yeah.
I'm surprisingly good at my job, aren't I? She high-fives herself.
Oh my gosh. It's helping. I don't know why I'm here.
To meet a prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Were you not paying attention to the conversation earlier?
I was, but I was a little alarmed by what happened earlier.
Oh, I didn't know if you were just repeating it for like Silas, who wasn't there, or the audience who might have just joined this stream at this exact moment, or whatnot.
Yeah, no, okay.
I
I'm
got
just
my
gonna
one for
drink some more of
season.
this.
Fourth wall break.
Yep.
There is a the stereotypical tapping of a glass to get everyone's attention, and the blonde woman, who introduces herself again as Monique, is a special representative sent to Tampa to help us establish our presence here in the city. I would like to formally announce that it has been decided that the only one suitable to begin the reclamation of this city would be Jesus Montenegro, a high-ranking member of Clan Tremere. And again, the only one we feel is a suitable choice. There will be assignments of territory once the situation in West Tampa has been dealt with. For your safety, we will be keeping this meeting quite short. We cannot allow this to become a prolonged conflict. Given Tampa's history with mortal interference, a Masquerade breach would be disastrous for all of us. So we have selected certain legacy kindred, shall we call them, who can help us work through the city and deal with this infestation promptly and swiftly. And she kind of looks around to see if there's any questions. None of the other kindred in the room ask any questions. But then she glances over at the cool kids table and see if they have any questions.
I mean, I want to say Silas should be at the cool kids table. I thought he would be in the nerds table.
Silas does not have any questions.
Okay. And then Monique says, then I think we should perhaps wrap up, adjourn for the evening, as we have some special business we need to deal with before the evening finishes. Most of the other kindred, just get up, don't say anything. They maybe talk to Monique. A couple go over and shake Jesus's hand. But they trail out, and really we are left with Jesus, Monique, Marjorie, the three Nosferatu, and then the cool kids table.
The cool kids table, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There'll be a new coterie named the cool kids table.
There you go. Yeah.
And there goes the server. Okay.
Oh,
Sequel
there,
series. I'll say sequel series. That's what will be known as
The cool kids table.
Yeah.
I considered Kyle and the cool kids, but
Yeah. Okay. So what do we do now?
Well, I believe they're plotting how to take down Deshaun and his
Okay.
thugs.
Well, we've got the makings of Molotov cocktails in the back of the vehicle.
I like your style.
It wasn't really my choice. It was Donnie, who's mad at me right now. But Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come around.
Eventually. Yeah.
Monique will slide over to the cool kids table. Just kind of gracefully settle into a chair.
Hi.
And then in French, I'll say hello again.
Oh, you switch it to another language. I'm gonna. Shirley just waves and just in Greek says hi. She just wants to feel included, and I've been able to use this for and knowledge of other languages.
And she does respond to you in Greek. This is thank you, Ms. Jensen. We would appreciate your assistance, as you're quite valuable.
I'm valuable?
Oh yes, you have information.
I do.
It means you have worth.
Yeah, I have lots of words.
We need you to gather further information for us.
Okay. He might just kill me on sight, though.
And she nods and is like, again, that is a possibility that could occur. But should you survive this, your indiscretion would be forgiven, and your service to the Camarilla would be appreciated. We couldn't trust your other associates.
Clearly, after what happened.
I know that's gonna be staining my floor for like a solid 2 days.
You'll be fine.
Do you think you're up to the task?
How much information do you want?
Numbers.
I got quite a bit. Numbers?
They're yeah, and she just kind of pauses. Let's start with numbers. How many did you see?
Deshaun's got 3 in his pack. I don't know how old they are, how long they've been together. We've gone out to Rampage, Cassandra's office. She wasn't there. Talked to her employee. I don't know what happened to her either.
I'm working on it.
Okay. Tends to get everyone in vehicles and then riot at a place. Has a setup in packs of 4. And now I don't have that. And I think I said he's from that abandoned Best Buy way out back, and a number of the people that are part of these packs that he's put together there was a parade a while back, and some of his people pulled just humans out of the parade or out of the crowd and turned them and then buried them. Some made it out. The 2 that you saw did. The rest, maybe not. He's extremely violent. Doesn't take no for an answer.
She just seems to be just kind of mulling something over. Glances over at Jesus. Does anyone speak Spanish?
I do.
Shirley does.
No.
No, but I mean your character.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see the character sheet right now. I'm going to assume no then.
Spent 3 years in Spain as part of her psychological training. Of course she learned it.
Okay.
You hear Monique say to Jesus, cut off the head of the snake. And Jesus just says, see. Monique looks back at Layla and says, all right. Kill him.
Okay.
And we'll deal with whatever comes from there. But
Alright.
it must look like an accident. There cannot be a masquerade breach with this. You must be careful.
Huh. Okay. I'll see what I can do. Won't
she
be my
says-
first time killing someone.
She says, take your associates with you.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she points at Doe. But he stays here with me.
All right. I'm gonna go give him a hug.
Okay.
He's been used as collateral this whole time, and it's just annoying as hell. So, yeah. So I'm gonna give him a hug, and I'm gonna kiss him, and I'm gonna whisper "I love you" into his ear.
He's like, I love you. Just get this done.
I will.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we go.
Shirley's gonna look at Joel. Hey, medium-sized, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, good.
Just tell her yes. She's getting us a house.
Getting you an apartment.
Apartment. Okay, she's getting us an apartment, but it won't be like the one you were in. You know. I'm sorry.
So, storyteller.
Yeah.
So, Layla, are you going to? I think you had sort of mentioned to Silas, Dr. Shirley, kind of what Donnie's plan had been.
Yeah.
You going to fill them in on that fully, or is it something you want to talk with the team and see if there's a different approach you would like to take?
Well, the immediate thought coming to mind for Silas with us having to make it look like an accident is because he's still stationed up at the Inferno, right?
No, they have. Well, are you talking Deshaun?
Yes.
No. Layla has told you that he's now at
Right.
a
Abandoned
at
Best Buy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, this would have been real ironic then, but the plan is
Oh, I knew where you were going, but yeah.
I'm gonna say, but the plan is still good. I think is that we just accidentally make it accidentally make it just find a way to lock them in there and set it on fire and just burn
I mean,
them all
arson
up.
happens in the
Arson
real world, so
Yeah.
Hey,
that's not necessarily a masquerade breach.
Storyteller. So this is
Yes.
the last episode. Can we technically push my telepathic bond to also include Silas? 'Cause technically, it can only have one.
No.
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 Okay.
Well, the girls could just chit chat.
The girls are gonna gossip.
Yeah, the girls are just gossiping. I mean, Shirley does know someone who's good at wires. She could just send a quick text to be like, "Hey, I saw something. Can you just tell me how I should not, hook these wires up to cause an electrical malfunction?" They won't question shit, or they won't get therapy, and she kind of needs it for her court order.
Okay. That's interesting.
You can take that approach. You can just need you guys to decide on what's the
Okay.
one thing you do know
Mhm.
is conveniently the case of liquor and t-shirts were moved over to the SUV that you came in.
Okay.
So apparently they searched your car and found
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff.
fine. Yeah.
So Plus, that eliminates the. We have to go back there and get this.
Yeah,
so-
no, that yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you said we were gonna go get back. If we didn't have it, I was gonna text Emmett to bring it.
Yeah. No, it's.
Okay. Okay, so it's a Best Buy. It's old. It's falling apart. People set fires inside sometimes, honestly. I've seen it. So, there's probably a back way because Best Buys have like, a loading dock and stuff like that, and we could start there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to text my hacker. I already forgot her name because I can't find my notes.
I'll have to.
It's okay.
Let me see if I can find her. She is.
Hi, audience. I was doing, schoolwork, so I didn't have enough time to find my
Megan.
paper notes. Megan. Okay, yeah,
Megan,
Megan.
Yeah.
I'm going to text Megan real
Okay.
quick and just like, hey, sweetheart. A friend of mine was asking about an electrical problem in a old building, trying to do, that spooky shit that you young people are into, looking at abandoned buildings. And he was worried about the electrical system. What should we look out for to make sure it doesn't go light on fire, and what would cause the electrical system to malfunction?
Well, overloading it, trying to put too much into too many outlets. Water. Lots of things like that. I mean, are you trying to intentionally burn this place down?
If I told you yes, you're not allowed to tell anyone, or I'm not signing your court-mandated therapy papers.
Shit.
Also, last I checked, according to your court case, you're not allowed to abide a criminal doing anything with electrical components, including hacking and messing with the Tampa state electrical grid. So, don't say anything, and I'll sign those papers.
Oh man. All right. Yeah.
If it helps, I'll take a photo of the place burning down.
She's like, I'm a hacker. I'm not a pyromaniac.
You're telling me you don't want to see a blockbuster burn down?
It's not a blockbuster.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, surely with the information on how to make it look like an electrical fire happened. It's just gonna.
Yeah. She's all right. Let me text you something over here.
Okay.
Sorry, I am trying to get the server back up here in the meantime.
Oh, it was up for a second.
Yeah, and then nope.
Yeah, it's
That's
getting
okay.
an error. All right, so the group is then going to get in a vehicle and drive over to the Best Buy.
Yep.
All right. You, as in Layla, knew that when you around the building, it was really just kind of the main entrance, and then at the back there was like a loading dock kind of thing, with like a fire exit there. When you arrive tonight, you don't see quite as many cars out, but you're still suspicious that there could be somebody. Oh fuck! Why isn't this working? All right. Always on the last night.
Storyteller failing his composure roll.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm sorry, guys.
I think it's a software failing. It's composure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Foundry back up here because
It's all right.
I might want some dice rolls.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm sure they're bound to happen.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck we're in
Yeah.
for.
But it's one of those. It's quiet. It's too quiet.
It's never this quiet here.
Yeah, because there's usually some music playing.
Flatwood music.
Yeah. And when you pull up, we'll say you guys are half a block away or something, trying to be not going into the parking lot or anything like that. But
Right.
Silas is kind of the tactician.
Yeah.
I like to think of. What would be his his approach to things?
Okay. So, well, in his mind, the most important thing, I gotta think about this in a third-person perspective for a moment. In his mind, probably, ensuring that all doors are sealed and either barred or locked, so they can't be used as escape routes, with the exception of maybe one for us, and then we bar it on our way out. That would probably be priority numero uno. Second would be, if we're going the electrical grid route, then
that could work too.
then locating that, and dealing with that situation. If we're going the Molotov route, which is the more direct end, which is the much more direct method, then we'll need to find good vantage points once we're inside, so we can most optimally throw the Molotov so it'll light up as quickly as possible. And then after that's done, we need to bail.
Right.
But also importantly is we have to make sure that Deshaun is actually in here, because otherwise this whole mission is for nothing.
He's always in there unless he's off rampaging somewhere.
I think a thing about it is setting off the electrical, so at least on the police reports, it looks like an electrical malfunction. Alcohol being there, assuming that there's been homeless people there. Alcohol bottles were most likely would have been there, which would have increased the danger of the fire. So the Molotovs would have been fine if we used them as well. It's more of trying not to seem like we purposely blew up a building.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Silas wants, Shirley can see if there's any birds around that she can have do a scouting around and fly over the building.
That would be beneficial.
Yeah. Are there any birds flying about?
Sure.
Cool.
Although it's night, so don't
it's an owl.
typically have a lot of
Bats.
birds. But
Bats.
Could be
That
you know
bats.
what? I'll go with bats.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say that in the roof of the building, there have been some bats.
You watch Shirley kind of like taps her throat for a moment as she moves her enhancement there, and she kind of lets out a little noise of a chirping of a bat to call them over.
I'm not going to require a roll. I think it's hilarious.
Her passive ability allows her to talk to animals.
I know.
I'm
just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Are you just trying to talk to them, call them to you?
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of call them to me, so this way I don't have to speak bat 30 feet away to something.
I got you. Okay. They you see a kind of this dark column kind of come out of a broken gutter on top of the building, and they kind of swarm, and they actually kind of fly around Dr. Shirley. And Layla and Silas, again, Dr. Shirley never fails to surprise you. As you see the and a couple of them just kind of land on either shoulder.
Oh, like she'll T-pose so they can all just kind of like chill on her arms.
Oh my God.
And she'll just go, "Oh, hi, sweet things. If you wouldn't mind doing me a little bit of a favor."
Yeah.
If you could just, what does Deshaun, like, what's some characteristics of Just
long, or let's see, tall, long dreadlocks, fearsome.
cool.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you guys tell me if that building that you were sleeping in, if there was like a big, tall, very like creepy, scary guy in there?
And they're like, yeah, he there.
Cool. By any chance, do you know if there's any, like, you guys can understand her. She's speaking full bat,
Yeah,
by the way.
You're just like waiting.
Yeah.
Yes, sort of just like look at Layla and say, I honestly don't know what else I expected at this point.
Well, I mean, you know.
Do you guys know any like exit routes of the building?
We go through hole. And basically the hole that you
Yeah.
you saw them come out.
Yeah.
Kind of like, why?
What else
What
would you
other
need?
way would you go?
Yeah.
We're
Well,
bats.
now you won't have that hole for very long. That big scary man. I need to take care of him because he's been there's a moment where she pauses, and at least for you guys it's like a middle of a chirp, and she just goes, he has been taking all of the delicious bugs in this area, and we can't have that, can we?
And they all just begin like squeaking and chirping and jumping up and down.
Like angry bat noises.
Yes.
Well, so
You're gonna be covered in guano soon, but
it's fine. Her clothing is made to be guano.
They're getting
proof.
very excited.
Yeah, and she just
Yeah.
goes, well, so we are going to take care of him, and it might damage your place of dwelling. But if you just fly about that way, she'll say like in bat measurements. I'm assuming she knows like distance in like different types of animals.
Sure.
Why not? Where her
Yep,
place
as
is.
straight as the bat flies.
Yeah, like where her
I could.
places where they can actually move into, like it's a wooded area, lots of bugs, insects, and absolutely delicious. And all I ask if you move there is if I have a little favor you cuties don't mind helping in the future.
She says, one of the bats. She says, we show you bad man, but too much light. No luck light.
Are they saying there's too much light, like outside?
Inside.
Oh, inside. Yeah.
There aren't necessarily like all the lights on, but
Yeah.
there's fires. There's
Yeah,
yeah.
Don't worry, we can handle the big bad man. So you don't have to stay there with all the lights. There's a wonderful place where I told you where it's always dark and made specifically for you.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, if you just go that way for enter bat measurements.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Off they go.
and eventually the group flies back up into the building.
Yeah, Shirley will just look at the others. Oh, they were absolute dolls, by the way.
Wonderful.
Okay.
She says
Right.
as she like goes into like the thing, and I'm just going to assume they have some wipes or something in there, like some napkins from a random McDonald's. She's just gonna like dust some of the bat guano
Sure.
off of her. Yes, he's in there. No, they know no exit routes. I may have made new animal friends.
course.
And they're also like really pissed off at him.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, they keep messing with their home and making it too bright. Also, I made them extra pissed by saying he's taking all the food
Oh.
from them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All
they'll-
right.
Maybe they'll attack. I don't know.
Oh no, they will once there's no light.
Okay. All right.
So preferably, let's not kill my new bat friends. I want bat friends to live with me. It's really
That's
good for
fine.
the environment.
That's fine. Yeah. I just I don't know.
Sure.
Also, free bat guano will really help moisturize my face and get rid of those wrinkles.
I don't think that's something that you have to
Don't
worry
think
about.
that's- yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Moisturizers are made with bat guano. For those in the audience, it's an actual thing.
Okay. So, how are we doing this? Are we doing an electrical thing? Are we gonna throw Molotovs?
Well, if these bats are going to attack, then I suppose we need to take out the lights, which would also be beneficial to us
Right.
for when we do throw the Molotovs.
Okay.
Which would mean an electrical failure will shut off any light source and the inability to turn it back on.
Okay.
You would be able to find the essentially the generators outside, outside the building, kind of about halfway along the side of the building. There's a like a generator there.
Okay.
Who has? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Let's, actually, let's actually take a look at the character sheets just real quick.
Did it get back up?
It is. It's
Yeah,
back
it's
up.
back up.
Yep.
Okay.
I have nothing in technology, but I'm really good at smart.
Yes, Silas says nothing in technology.
Nope.
I can't get in. Invalid password somehow. But it's one that I've got here, so I don't know.
Try reloading the page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then try doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. No one took anything in technology. Interesting.
Well, to be fair, we're all from
All
the 1920s.
Well, not exactly.
Not
No.
all you know. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Layla.
I
Stop
can't
it,
get-
stop
I
it.
can't
Layla's the. I would say Layla's the youngest of all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm the oldest, so.
Mhm.
Oh, that makes Silas the middle child. Actually, that makes a lot of sense for you being the middle child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you looking to do? Are you looking to just destroy this generator, or are you looking?
That'll
to
probably
try
be the
to-
most efficient
Yeah.
method.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay. So I mean, that is something you guys could just try to smash it, try to break it. It's up to you. I mean,
All right.
it looks like it's been rigged to work again because the store had closed. It closed,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
somebody hacked into it to get
Now-
power back in. So
If we destroy it, is it going to make a loud noise?
oh sure,
course.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would say
Do we want-
undoubtedly.
Someone's going to know. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then, of course, do we want to try to sabotage it? So this way we still have an element of surprise.
You don't necessarily see lights on inside the store. With maybe some flashes of like what you assume is like campfire or something.
People do
Something
set fires
in
in there.
But when Layla had been in there before, I mean, people had stuff plugged in. I mean,
Yeah.
radios and whatever. So she
Music
knows the
and
power
stuff.
is on in there. So
Mhm. It just doesn't look like it, but yeah.
Could I argue, since I was sent the information and like a diagram on how to sabotage something, can I use academics instead of technology?
Sure.
Cool. Look, the one time your
We love-
smart bitch can roll academics.
We love
Yeah.
a lenient storyteller.
And you haven't used it the entire campaign.
I haven't
so yeah,
used
sure,
any of
why
my
not?
intelligent stuff. But
Like-
yeah, academics and intelligence.
Sure. I mean,
Okay, cool.
Darwin got at least one finance roll. So
We
Yeah,
did,
yes, he
yeah.
did.
That's true.
I would say, meanwhile, in season 1, not as much as in season 2, but in season 1, I was using investigation all the time.
3 successes with a possible
with a
bestial
possible
failure.
bestial failure.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have some idea about here's how I would open it up. Maybe I would cut this,
Mhm.
or maybe there's a switch I could flip. It's one of those. It's like you've got the information. You're like, oh yeah, I found this on YouTube. It shows me exactly how to do it. How do I do it?
Yeah.
So-
Oh, well, yeah, she's having a little case of old people technology syndrome.
Yeah. So it's one of those. I think I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think I got it.
I'm
Guys,
gonna go around. Yeah.
Internet says to cut the red wire. Do I cut the red wire?
Sure.
Let me look at it.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna say.
cool.
Let me look at it.
I'll pull you over and then show you the
Mhm.
diagram I pulled up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not this.
okay.
That's not this.
Ooh.
It's got to be
let's-
plugged into something though. So let's
Mhm.
see if we can find a bigger wire and just pull it.
Do you know how
Uh,
many entrances and exits there are to this building, Layla?
Yeah, there's this one that we're kind of looking at from the back here. The one in the front, where the doors used to open and close. They're slower now, but they're there. There's, I don't know. I think there was a way to get to the parking lot quickly because
There's three. The front doors. There's a truck bay in the back, and then there's
Right.
like an emergency exit. In the
yeah,
back.
that one.
So
All right. We should work on barricading those and picking which one is going to be our entrance/exit.
okay.
Yeah,
Personally, I'm leaning towards the emergency exit
I think
being
that's a good
our
idea.
our way in and out, and we block off the other two.
Okay.
Is everyone going together, or is one person going to the back?
Is it best we stay together at the moment? Amelia, asking Silas, our tactician.
This is a bit of semi-uncharted territory. Layla, I know you've been here before, but
Yeah.
we don't know exactly how many are in there at this moment in time, or how many are immediately outside. So
Count the cars.
Yeah, count the cars.
Count the cars.
Abandoned building would reasonably mean that there are rats within the building.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Well, you said animalism was going to be weird for Malkavian to know, but it's really coming in clutch at the moment.
Yeah.
So as
it's okay. It's also weird for a Ventru to know, and I have one dot in there. So
So as we move a bit closer, Dr. Shirley is going to give the little squeaks to call over some rats and mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna surreptitiously go through the front area where the cars are, and then we'll know how many people are in it because it's usually 4 people in a pack.
Okay. Are you going to try to be stealthful about it, or are you going to just try to move quickly and just see what you can you can find?
Yeah, if we're at the back, they don't put the cars in the back because that's part of the parking lot where they bury people. So,
my understanding was you guys were still maybe like on the side.
On the side, okay. Well, wherever that is,
by the generator. Yeah. So
yeah, I just remember the caravan of cars going to Cassandra. So
yeah. They probably would have been up front. So if you want to go back up front and start counting cars, you can. Just want to know: are you trying to be stealthful? Or you're trying to run through real quick? Do a
fast does my character run? Let's find out.
Because let's see, she does not have any celerity.
No, she doesn't.
But she has decent dex, and I would probably make this dex and athletics probably.
Okay. Which one do I hit first?
You're gonna hit athletics.
Okay.
And then add in dexterity to it.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't think I did well. I don't know.
You got 1 success.
Okay.
You see what you think are about 10 cars.
Okay.
You just kind of jogged through, went, and then
Yeah. Okay.
jogged back.
All right. Okay. So I come back. There's 10 vehicles. I don't know what they're gearing up to do tonight, but there'd be like 4 in each, with the exception of Deshaun's car. I think he drives himself.
So if we were being as potentially precise as possible, we are thinking up to 40 inside.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care for those odds, but here we are.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can use me as bait. They'll stop doing things after that.
I'd rather not do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, so is the emergency exit on the side of the building? Sort of
The back.
It's on. Okay, it's on the
back.
back. It's on the
Yeah.
back where the bay door is. Okay.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, I suggest we work on barricading the entryways. If the emergency exit's in the back, then we should focus on the front door first. So that way we can work our way back around, block off the bay exit, and then work our way inside.
Okay. Yeah, what are we going to block it off with? I mean...
If you if you're in the back of the building, you do notice there's an old dumpster still there.
Just push it in front, right?
You could, yeah, you could.
Could do that.
You could. You've got some vampire-like muscles. You could, you could try to move the dumpster.
It's probably on wheels, or something.
Probably is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, worth a shot.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. Is this what's gonna get glitch? Hi y'all. Welcome to StreamYard doing StreamYard things.
I see. I see an OBS logo.
Oh,
Yes.
I know. I don't know. Fuck it. Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Well, okay then.
I was like,
Yeah.
I just looked at it. I was like, I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
things happen, you know?
we'll say Dr. Shirley's going in and out of reality. There she
Oh,
is.
hi.
There.
It's working
Hi.
now.
Okay. Yay.
I don't fucking know what happened with StreamYard, but as you were saying, Silas, when StreamYard died on me.
Oh, God. Okay.
Basically, I said that we should work on barricading the front exit first, the front entryway first. So that way, since both the emergency exit and the bay doors are in the back, so that way we don't have to work our way back around to the front once we move to the back, so we can block off the front entrance, go to the back, block off the bay door, and then go into the go in through the emergency exit to start setting our plan in motion.
Cool. Wonderful. The mice are gonna help a lot with that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had those here.
mice, rats, whatever, same thing.
Okay.
Do some of them come over when I call for them?
Yeah, we'll say
Well,
about
they're cute.
4.
Cool. Hi, sweethearts. How are you doing tonight?
Squeak, squeak, squeak 'em. If you ever saw The Emperor's New Groove. So.
Oh, talk about a blast from the past.
God, I forgot that movie existed.
How could you forget that movie existed? It's too good to forget.
It is actually a really good movie, but not the point. Could you guys do me a favor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know where the humans go, in and out of the building?
They're like, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna point. I'm gonna kind of like slightly point the front door out to him,
Okay.
and just go. Could you cause something to happen to? I don't know. Block. Cause a blockage around that area of the building.
They don't. They're really not.
They're not
They're
that
rats.
smart.
They're really not. They're like blockage. What? No food. What? No.
Fine, being that like her plan failed, she'll go into her pocket and just like pull out.
You got the dumbest rats that were there. So.
Yeah, rats are surprisingly smart, but these are fucking stupid.
You got the 4 stupid ones.
Yeah, she'll go into her pocket
Mhm.
where she usually like, keeps some treats for her normal animals and just
Mhm.
break it up for each one of them to give them a little bit of food because they were trying their best.
Yeah, they'll come get food.
I'll give them food. They can't help it. They deserve some food for their service.
You hear a whistle from behind you, all of you.
Okay.
Shirley's gonna slowly turn around like a James Bond villain.
And you see Donnie.
Tony, you're
And
back.
he says, so are we gonna do this or what?
Yeah.
I would love to do this. Yes.
He's
Yeah.
like, fuck it. It's
I'm so glad you're
just
back.
glass doors. Break glass, throw bottles in, hope for the best.
Easy. Yeah. Okay, it's in.
Fuck it, let's go. And
yeah.
he's like charging back to. He's like, "Where's your car?"
And I kind of show him like it's over there,
Okay.
parked.
This man is a
blocks.
one-track mind.
Yes.
All right.
You
All right,
don't have
well-
to let him do it. I'm just saying, Donnie.
Oh,
has
I'll let him
arrived.
do it. Why not?
You know what? I guess if we're doing it,
Well,
and-
if that's the route, then I suppose I'm working off on blocking the emergency exit and the bay door instead. So,
Yeah. I don't know why we didn't think about glass doors, but all right, I'm gonna like try to go with Donnie to the vehicle. And...
Donnie's kind of a straight ahead thinker.
yeah.
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 He's not thinking laterally. He's
No,
Yeah.
he's just like this. We'll do that.
While you're doing that, blocking off the exits, with our connection, Shirley will just go, hey, can you let me know when it's go time? Because I'm just going to fucking break that generator and cause it to go boom.
Who are you
Okay.
talking to? Me?
At you, in your
Okay.
head.
Okay. Yep. I'll let you know.
I'll give a little whistle to the bats to let them know it's about to be go time, so you can either stay and help or run to a new place to live.
So, Silas, then you're going to try to block the emergency door.
yes.
You can try to move the dumpster over if you want to, or you can try to find some random junk that might be left by the dumpster. It's not going to make it difficult. I just want to get an idea what you're going to use to block the door.
Yep. I will. I guess I'll use the dumpster. That'll probably be easiest.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll it. It's
Okay.
probably
cool.
maybe like quarter full, but you are able to kind of roll it over to the door. It does not make
Okay.
any noise, luckily.
Cool. And for the bay door,
Mhm.
is it one of those like crank ones that you open with a chain?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to
But
wedge
the chain would be on the inside. Not,
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
I have
Yeah.
a question clarifying. Is the van that we have that's Marjorie's? Because we were all brought there in a different.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't use Marjorie's car to block an exit. She never said we had to come back with it.
How are you getting
Uh-huh.
away, though?
Yeah. How are we gonna go?
Oh, yeah, that's
We're gonna
true.
need that.
Yeah.
We're gonna need that. Yeah.
You could all turn into bats and fly away. And go.
If only we all had protein.
Yeah.
exactly.
but alas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. That's a good question. Okay. Okay. Do I see anything outside that could potentially make it so that if they were to try to open the bay door, it would like jam or like lock up or something of the sort?
There's probably some old shelving that might have been by the dumpster that you could possibly jam into the bottom of the door. That maybe if you, I'd probably want like a roll on that to see how strong maybe you can like jam it into there. You could try to block it from being able to be lifted up, or you're not quite sure. I mean, it's and I don't want to belabor this, that you have to make it the most foolproof.
I know. I just want to try to make it as efficient as I can make it.
Yeah.
Because even if it just buys time, that's helpful.
Yeah.
You think it probably would. That if you kind of jammed it in there, you might be able to kind of dent the gate a little bit. And you're not sure how much noise it would make, but you could probably jam something in the shelves or something in there, so that it kind of mess up the gate a little bit.
Okay, sure. I suppose I'll try to do that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make you roll on it. We're just gonna just say he makes his best effort with it.
All right.
We're already like over time by about 5 minutes. So.
I already figured this one was gonna go long.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
kind of
figured
played
this one
for it
would
as
take
well.
longer than usual.
Okay.
I mean, it's the final of the final of the final.
Okay. I just want to make sure people are good on time. So
I'm good.
okay.
Yep,
Well, I'm not gonna worry about the.
I don't have a
logistics of
life.
that part. Okay.
Well,
Donnie has now gone to the front and wants to get to your van to make his supplies.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna lead him over to where it's at.
Okay. So he's got he starts tearing the t-shirts.
Oh, okay. I can help with that. Yeah.
Jamming. Layla, you hear a noise
Oh.
nearby as Donnie kind of looks up and he's like, "There's somebody out there." And
Yeah, there is. I don't know who it is, so.
he kind of goes back to kind of working on things. And I'm not going to bother making you roll.
Okay.
Martina pops up on the other side of the car.
Holy shit, Martina, where have you been?
I've been out making the rounds.
Doing what?
Oh, just stuff for Deshaun.
Oh, really? Like what?
Oh, just listening, watching things. What you doing, Layla? Who's your friend?
He's one of my band members from before. Told you I was in a band.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Shirley
Is hearing this.
is hearing this, yes.
Mhm.
Silas is almost done with what he's doing. So, but Layla is kind of watching Martina just kind of prowl around the car.
Mhm.
She's just kind of running her nails. And Donnie's like, "Who the fuck is this bitch?"
She was one of my pack, and then she left.
Such tact.
And he's not.
I mean, it's
Donnie is the proverbial bull in the china shop.
yeah. Well, Layla speaks Donnie sometimes, so it's okay. You know?
Every time I say Donnie, I think that was that Nickelodeon show?
I don't
The
know.
Wild Thornberries, or
Oh,
what it was?
Yeah.
With Donnie was the caveman.
Oh.
Yeah, the wild child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Donnie goes, "Well, get rid of her. We're busy."
Martina, just go. Just do whatever you were doing that you didn't explain.
And she's. I'm gonna actually make her roll, and I'm gonna see if she fucks off or if she really could be the fly in the ointment, as the expression goes. Yeah, she kind of takes your word for it a little bit, because you've got some blood, and she's like, all right, and she just kind of disappears into the darkness. Now, Silas, you're arriving. You do see this Martina kind of moving back from them.
Yeah, hearing that, Dr. Shirley's going to tap her ears a bit, and she's going to move into her enhanced hearing to mainly focus on Martina's movements, so she can at least keep a decent idea of what Martinez is doing.
Martina does seem to be retreating into the darkness, and then you lose sight of her.
Okay.
It's as if she enabled some kind of discipline. So wrong game.
Wrong game.
Wrong game.
Wrong game.
Close enough.
Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, Donnie has finished. He has 4 bottles.
Okay.
Hands one to everybody.
All right.
All right.
Like,
Is there like a wrench or something in the van?
As soon as you look like you're pulling for a wrench, Dr. Shirley goes through her bag and pulls out 2 knives.
Okay.
I got it.
Wrench really isn't a knife.
Oh, Dr. Shirley fully thinks even about sabotaging the electrical grid. She was just going to have it.
What was it? And Donnie kind of looks over at Silas like,
What the heck is that, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're going to try to break the thing.
what did Silas want to do?
Oh, he just wanted to have a blunt force object
Oh, okay.
On his person.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't something else he wanted to go do. Okay.
No. He just wanted a weapon on his person that isn't his gun.
Okay. And he kind of holds up his bottle like, cheers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll cheers with a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, we're clinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're clinking Molotov cocktail.
And he goes charging.
Follow
to
him.
the door.
He's going to
Okay.
move fast. Let's go.
Yep,
Right in behind
Shirley will go and basically stab into the electrical thing to destroy it.
Okay, now you have to go over to the side to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're going to come back then with your
Yeah.
bottle? Okay. All right.
He wants to make sure that electrical goes down
I got you.
first.
Okay. Yes, you're going to go ahead and stab your knife into the electrical.
Yeah.
God, that sounds awful.
But I want to
Don't worry.
confirm that's what you're doing.
Don't
I
worry,
hope you-
knives have rubber on them.
I was hope you got a rubber grip
Also,
Are you grounded first?
oh, absolutely.
or boots or something.
Mhm.
No, she's wearing an old heel, which in the 1920s, while having a metal arch, a lot of the support was actually made out of rubber.
I still got a heavy roll.
Wow.
This is just going to be fun. All right. I think that sounds like melee and stamina.
Wonderful, because she's better at melee, which is why I'm using knives.
She can be precise, but
Mhm.
it might.
I was saying now I'm just picturing her just punching it with her fists instead.
You said with stamina.
Yes, please.
She's not the most stamina based. Come on, Dr. Shirley. Let's do your thing.
Can always blood surge.
5 successes. I don't think I need to blood surge.
No, I don't think you need a blood surge either.
You jam this in here, it sparks, but you do not ignite in flame because however you manage to just jam it right in the right spot, and then you're as the power goes out. It was an amazing roll and perfectly timed.
Oh no,
So-
really? She has 6 dice and she rolled 5 of them were a success.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So it was like the precise spot that you read on the internet that said to exactly.
Listen
do
to
it.
her. She may not be the fastest learner, but something sticks.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll just run over to join the others after sabotaging that.
Okay. Yep. And you come sprinting over, and Donnie has a lighter,
Yeah.
and he will run around. He'll go over and just start lighting
Oh.
everybody's turn.
Okay.
Great, got it.
Now,
Now we gotta move fast.
vampires don't like fire,
Right.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
so
Unless you're one of those Church of Cain freaks.
Exactly. I believe that requires, is that a frenzy roll? I think to.
Yeah,
Right,
it
from
requires
fire.
a raw check.
Oh
test.
yeah. However you say that.
Frenzy. Where's Frenzy on here?
I don't remember how you roll that.
I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean, there
sure it's
is a
just your
thing on
willpower.
frenzy.
Your willpower. Okay, that sounds fair.
I'll say if I remember correctly.
Let's go
It's
with
been
that.
a minute since I've had to make a frenzy check.
Let's go with that. Let's make it a willpower roll. So on your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
you're going to click on the word willpower.
Oh, okay.
Could we just click frenzy?
No, I think it's probably willpower.
Oh
actually.
no! There's a frenzy button. So yeah, we would just
There
do
is?
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, is
Oh,
it gonna
there
be
it is.
willpower?
Well, yeah, I can roll frenzy again.
Okay, let's
you
roll frenzy.
prefer.
I thought we were going to do
Okay.
willpower, but
Okay, let me try Frenzy then. And
No modifiers.
no modifiers. No.
Okay, cool.
Straight. So
All right. And
idea
I
what
think
this is.
critical
think that-
success for Layla.
I was saying I think technically the difficulty would be 2 here. I
Yeah.
believe.
I'm resisting it.
I have no idea what I got.
You
4.
got 4 successes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody got successes though. They-
Wow.
Okay, because for some reason none of the roll results are popping up in the
Sidebar.
bar for me. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't
Everybody
know why.
Everybody succeeded.
Okay.
Donnie with his gleeful laugh chucks his bottle through the glass door as it shatters. You see the bottle go flipping over end over end, and you do see some people inside.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the look on their face when they see this bottle and it hits and explodes. Who's up next?
Me.
Okay, you do it. You do it.
Same time. We can throw same time. I'm
Each time?
good.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And these bottles go in, and there's just explosions. You start to these horrific screams of anger as these bottles go in. You remember there probably were some like old couches or something that have been
Yeah, there
pushed
was
in
some
there.
weird, they're really beat up.
They go up,
Uh-huh.
and the inside of the building is starting to combust
Okay.
and Dr. Shirley threw hers.
Yeah, Dr. Shirley's gonna wait till it lasts and then just throw hers directly to a campfire for a larger explosion
Okay.
because Malkavian bullshit. We like things to go boom.
Okay.
And yeah, there was probably some kind of maybe like a. They don't really need heaters or anything like that.
No.
There's no kerosene or anything,
Uh.
but there might have been some alcohol or something in there.
That's
And there are small explosions now going off within the building. You do hear
Lovely.
this. You do hear this enormous roar, though, Layla. That sounds familiar.
That's Deshaun.
And there is this figure engulfed in flames,
Oh.
who now is just stomping towards the front door.
Oh.
Time to go. Maybe.
True. Before we go, I'm gonna look him in the eye, and I'm going to probably use the last ability I'll use as Dr. Shirley.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Quell the Beast, which when used on a vampire would cause them to freeze
Oh.
and calm their rage.
I think he's
believe-
full rage, though. I mean, you could
he's
try.
full rage. Yeah, you can try it. He's
Mhm.
not a bad call, though. Honestly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I do like this idea.
Silas, what do I roll for this?
Give me
Oh.
one moment, and I can get
Looking
that
it up.
to you.
All right.
Un momento,
So,
por
Quell the
favor.
Beast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's charisma plus animalism versus stamina plus resolve.
All right,
Okay.
yeah. So he does get a roll. So that's what
Yes.
I knew he got one. So
Okay.
all right. So Deshaun is charging forward. Okay.
You said it was
So-
animalism and charisma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually gonna push that. I can spend a what to add extra?
You can burn a willpower to reroll
Yeah.
3 dice.
Okay, yeah, I'll burn our willpower to reroll 3 dice.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reroll charisma since it's a 3 dice for
Okay.
her anyways. So if we do that, if we count her original 2 success, reroll her 3 failures, that is a critical success for her.
I will give it to you. It was a tie, but
Okay.
I will give it to Dr. Shirley because it is a nice idea. But yeah, it was a tie, and I will
Yep.
I will give it to you.
Oh no! Fully as this like angry man, you fully watch as Dr. Shirley moves, gives a deep like bestial growl, as almost like every animal growls with her, and she just goes, "Honey, before coming to play with the big dogs, you better sit."
Yep. I would say, also, since you said it was a crit, little note here. Critical win against a vampire target also completely ends their frenzy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he is running forward and then stumbles,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see this huge pile of, he starts to just turn to ash and smoke,
Wow.
and as he stumbles forward and then gets about 2 feet from you and just slides in just this pile of ash. The other kindred are shrieking. None of them can see. They either can't get through the fire to get to you. Donnie says, "I think this might be our time to go."
Oh yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
absolutely.
Yes, as enjoyable as that was, we should leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna take before all of his ash goes away. I'm gonna take a photo on my phone so I can bring it back to the Nosferatu. And be
You
like,
know what?
Bottom.
Shirley also wants a photo, but just because she's never actually intimidated someone this big before.
You hear a gunshot. Someone on the inside is now trying to shoot at you. So
we need to run.
you
Yeah.
may want to make those pictures quick.
Yeah, quickly take the picture. We are going to run.
Okay.
Could you
You
send
can-
that to me?
Yep,
You guys
there you go.
get to your vehicle and you head out.
Oh,
Alright.
and I would like to play, because I said I was going to make this joke last season, I'm going to make it this time. Dr. Shirley is going to turn on the song Blood in the Water as we drive away.
How appropriate.
Yeah.
And as we're driving away, I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to attempt, because I don't know if she still has this number, but I'm going to attempt to message Cassandra and just say, Deshaun is out of the picture. See you back where we last met. Send.
Okay. You just get back. Okay.
All right.
And the van heads back towards the restaurant in East Tampa, with the future a little more clear now. But we're gonna leave the full end of the story a little open, maybe, as they head back and we kind of go to black. So, because I love leaving things open for, you never know.
No.
You never know.
I know it's a series finale, but let's still leave an open end anyway.
Yeah,
you never know.
Why not?
Cliffhanger.
Why not?
Who knows? Maybe in 3 years. We're like, oh yeah, we're doing a mini series of our show from 3 years ago.
You never know. You never know.
That's true.
Yeah.
But given that they survived tonight, we'll kind of do what would be their plans after tonight, given that the Camarilla have taken over Tampa and are fully ready to move in through the whole city. I'd like to know from each character kind of what their plan for the like the next night, basically.
All right.
So any of you can start.
I think Shirley just honestly heads home, make sure her domain is well. As people start to move in, if they need a place to stay, she's offering them. If they, since she is technically supposed to be like part of like this council, if any of them need like a job, she'll like offer them places to work to help out, and she's doing that very like that mothery thing. She's letting people in, she's giving them places to live, and she's just kind of being the person that a council member, just helping people out, doing her thing. She definitely gets multiple calls from one particular werewolf that if you want to see season 2 of our werewolf game, you can come back in like February.
Yeah, see you in February for that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, I got that promo in there.
Oh,
Sure.
of course. I appreciate that.
But yeah, she's just vibing, growing her land, finding more for people.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Who's next?
I don't know.
Well, in the immediate future, so like the following night, he would, Silas would, well, I suppose like once they got back, he would inform Monique about, what they just did, and also that he's gotten in contact with Cassandra, and is planning on meeting her the following night. And so she can do with that information what she will. Okay. But when he meets up with Cassandra, he would sort of like play it off at first, and sort of when she was like nice and comfortable, he would stake her and bring her in.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, that would that's what I was sort of wondering, is if he was gonna do it himself, or if he was gonna.
Oh yeah.
There she is. Get her.
Nope, he'd do it. No, he'd be like, "I'll inform you in case you deem that backup would be necessary." But she knows me. She's honestly desperate for my help. She's an easy target, so I can just take care of her myself.
Oh wow.
All right.
Yeah.
How about Layla?
Layla is going to take Dr. Shirley up on that offer of an apartment and just chill with Doyle, because everything's been chaos in her life for the longest time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all she wants.
Awesome.
Yeah, you are gonna have to work. You don't get to like live there for free ever so often. You might have to work like on the land. I might make you put on a show ever so often, just with you and Doyle doing shit for like the newbies coming in.
Yeah. All right. I want to just get in. I wanted to get an idea, kind of what their next night would be.
Okay.
So yeah. Never say never. You never know. We might see these characters again. We might not,
and as far as like Monique's deal goes, I'd say he would choose to stay in the city.
Okay.
Instead of leave, because in his mind, it's like, my family is safe. As much as like him and Amelie disagree on things sometimes, he also knows that she would never hurt them. And he's like, they're safer without me around. So
okay.
Oh, come on, say it that your people and best friends are also here and he doesn't want to leave them.
Okay, well, okay, that's also semi a factor also.
You can admit that, Silas can admit that he loves Layla and Shirley. At least some part of his cold little heart.
All right. Let's now that we've kind of wrapped up the story,
Mhm.
let's go into Q&A. Let's see what questions you got for me.
Okay.
This can be for this season, could be for the whole.
Well, you only
whole
got
thing.
2 seasons from these. So.
Yeah, well, still. Okay. I'm curious. I have a feeling I know, but I'm curious. What is Magnus's role in this new Cam City going to be? What was the plan for him?
The plan was he wasn't gonna be a primogen. He had been about the highest ranking Malkavian, but he's a little too unstable even for a Malkavian. So they kind of haven't chosen his role yet.
Okay, interesting.
And he kind of wasn't invited to the meeting. So he's still out there.
Okay.
But yeah,
cool.
he wasn't. Yeah,
Seems like he might want some revenge for the protogen Melgavia that took
Possibly.
over.
I'm gonna say, well, he definitely wants to screw me over because I shot his kneecaps off.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. What clan was Martina? I mean, she probably doesn't know, but what
Gangrel.
was she? Because she's
I had a
Gangrel.
feeling.
Yeah,
I had a feeling.
I thought
she was
maybe.
Yeah, she was Gangrel. So.
Okay.
I don't know if it was city Gangrel versus country
Whatever.
Gangrel or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that exists anymore. I think it's just Gangrel.
I just
Okay. Technically, it does, but not in an official capacity because there is a character, I think, in the Chicago Folios book. Who is he's a gangrel, but if you look at his discipline spread, it's specifically the city gangrel spread instead of the normal gangrel spread.
Gotcha. Okay.
Interesting.
I don't know if you ever thought about it, but did Garrett become a Malkavian by being bit by one, or was his...
You embraced him. He became a Malkavian.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure it was never confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah. And in his thing, I mean, he was more lack of self-confidence, maybe even a little depressive a little bit. So it all manifests different in each vampire. So no fish milks in my game. Sorry.
Okay. It's they're fun in Bloodlines, but when you put them in tabletop games, it's okay, bitch, please stop.
No goofy. Dr. Shirley was the goofiest Malkavian we had in the game.
So. Hi.
Yeah, I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I would say, but even then, if she wasn't okay, well, maybe a little bit she was, but she wasn't batshit crazy, oops, lol, so random kind of deal.
Yep.
Honestly, what I did for Dr. Shirley to make her that crazy, loose cannon, but not a hindrance, was I went into therapist brain, but usually therapist brain's not allowed to be manic. So take therapist brain and let the mania out at the same time.
No.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And I guess if for Jen, I was curious. Was your in your mind at the very least, with Layla's conception, did you have her and Doyle's exact relationship plotted out from the get-go, or did that evolve as the game went on?
It was from the get-go. She was she was part of the band, and she was the only human in the band. Didn't know it. So he turned her because they'd already fallen in love and all of that, and it just kind of developed from there. And so there were different times throughout the seasons where she couldn't find him, and it was bothering her a lot because she didn't know where he went or what had happened. And
gotcha.
So,
I was just curious.
Yeah.
You had a theory about Carmilla?
Huh? Yeah. like after you said that she dissolved into all the spiders, I was like, okay, she's a were spider, cool. But also, it like clicked in my mind for something that I remember you specifically mentioning in season 2 when Silas was talking to Jesus for the first time. He kept talking about how there were spiders in his office. And it felt like they were watching me. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And I thought like maybe they were like his like familiars or something like that. But no, it was his cousin, I guess, watching me and making sure he was good.
And I'll give
Which
you
that whole dynamic, now that I know that, I'm like, that's so interesting and I want to know more.
Same.
I will tell you, Jesus is kinfolk.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling he would have to be if his cousin is a were spider.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
Wow.
he's kinfolk and was embraced at some point. But yeah, he has that.
Yes. I'm blanking on their exact like technical term on
Anansi?
what they're called. Yeah, is that what they're called? They're called Anansi.
Anansi, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something I used him as a character in another game years ago, and it never got out to the point where people found out that he was kinfolk. And this game, I had a chance to involve the spiders a little bit and gave not enough that I think you would have figured it out. But that's why I wanted to introduce that character who had been around in her with a crawlerling form or whatever they call it.
Yes. Yeah.
I wanted to introduce her. Just I was like, it's so good. I just want her out.
Silas
there.
would definitely be interested in getting to know her better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just from sheer curiosity about her.
I think a lot of us would, because I think Shirley's also curious about it. Like, what?
That's when she asked you about the zoo, and she's like, it's good to treat animals well. So.
Wow. Okay, that was a silent clue. Kind of.
Jen, I have to ask, were you planning for like the evil and redemption arc like for Layla through this season?
Yeah,
or
actually. Yeah, because so when we were doing we're doing that battle in that big tall building or something, and a van pulls up, and Liam comes running out, and I'm like down the stairs and stuff, and he says that Doyle's in the van. So I went with, not knowing what was going on, and by the time we got there, he brought us into the Sabbat, and there's Deshawn and all this other stuff, and Liam apparently just ran his mouth too much, and Deshawn declared that Layla should kill Liam, and she kind of asked Doyle really quietly, like just said his name, and Doyle said, do it. So she attempted to kill Liam, and Liam was going to kill her, and she won the dice roll. So, so from there, it was just a little bit more of, like, okay, so we're going to break down Cassandra's office, and stuff like that. And, she did write in blood on Silas's car window, like the mirror, liar, because she gave me the wrong damn code, and, stuff like that. I mean, she was kind of turning that way,
Yeah. And that was definitely something that hurt Silas to see for sure.
Yeah.
Because, all in all, he's this very like cold, at the very least, like definitely like reserved individual. And so he's like, I'm out for me and mine. And that's all there is to it. But Layla was just like so nice to him, and like slowly started like whittling down that barrier, and he definitely started like falling for her and sort of like developing feelings. But
like the Grinch's heart started beating again.
Yeah. I just remember that like first season when there was a band playing at the Vale, and like I didn't like the band, it was boring, so I went out to talk to you, and we went driving for stuff and all that.
Yeah.
I think that's where that started.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and so even though he's like obviously not going to do anything about that because he's like now sees that like Layla and Doyle are like, you know,
Bonded forever.
involved.
Yeah.
Yes, is so he's like, well, that kind of hurts, not gonna lie, but it's also like why he was like sort of like cold with her at the beginning of the season because and why he was like sort of dissing Doyle a bit because him like being there resulted in her doing something like in his mind that was really, really stupid that she shouldn't have done. So
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but like the storyline of how she became a vampire was they did a gig where they were like the opening act for some band somewhere, and like I don't know, like some kind of outdoor event or something, and like no one had heard of us, right? And we went back to the hotel, and Doyle asked her, "Hey, I got this bass part I was working on. You want to come in and try it?" And turned her into a vampire that night. And Donnie came in and found them laying on the bed and took a photo and sent it to the tabloids in the UK. So that's kind of how that started. You know?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What a pal.
Yeah.
Will say, since I came into season 2, Dr. Shirley wasn't established, so we really didn't know how like Dr. Shirley would blend. But I will say, I love the cuteness of how Dr. Shirley bonded with each character throughout the season. Because at least with Layla, it was that weird like motherly like mother and daughter situation where like sweetheart, it's okay if you need to talk, like that, like very like supportive influence,
right.
And then the Silas and Dr. Shirley of just be like, I hate you, sweetie, it's fine, I'll be alone long enough anyways, put this on his tab. And just over the time, just that small thing of them becoming friends much more slowly.
Yes, just slowly chipping away at him before it's like, well, I guess you're around, so I guess I have no choice but be your friend now. So
another thing that I enjoyed in season 2 was like you couldn't stand Shirley being there, but by season 3 it was like, okay, listen, you're crazy, but you're surprisingly very useful for us.
Yeah.
You're useful.
Yes, and I can acknowledge an asset when I see one, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Wow. I wish Darwin had been with us for season 3.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately Stan just sort of disappeared.
Yeah. And you know, which kind of sucks because Silas definitely, not necessarily because he was looking for it, just because Stan just kept going to him for everything. He started seeing Stan as sort of like a surrogate child in a way.
Oh wow.
Like teaching him the ropes, making sure he stayed alive and all that, which is ultimately the reason that he ended up sort of like killing Maya between seasons, because he knew, because she was incredibly incompetent, she was going to get him killed, and he knew that Stan was never going to be safe if she was around, because Magnus was always going to be able to find him. With her there.
Had to be made.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually gonna have Shirley do that, but since you said it, because while Shirley loves her Malkavians, to her, Darwin was her charge. Like he was a patient, and part of the thing, and one of her Malkavian things that I decided in season 2, that if any of y'all got in trouble, a darker side of Dr. Shirley would have came out. Where like she's a joyful, happy-go-lucky person who like believes in human life. But if you ever fucked with one of her patients, that would go away. And I got to show it a little bit towards the end of this finale. When Deshawn came after us and she pulled out the fucking big guns. And got this man who everyone was scared of to submit like a puppy.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, that thing with the generator, if you had botched or
Shirley was gonna be dead.
She was going up like poof.
Just burst
Like,
in the
That's
face.
why I was like, are you sure you want to drive the piece of metal into the
Into
collector
the-
shop?
Honestly, I was rolling shit all game until the last 2 rolls.
Yeah,
so,
your
like,
last 2 rolls were great. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
I was
amazing.
like, a lot of the rolls
Yeah.
I wasn't caring about. That one I was like, yes, that one I must know how that.
I was kind of betting on my ability to roll good for stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to think
Yeah,
what else.
and-
Like, go ahead.
Oh,
No?
I was just gonna say that with his family not in the city, because like as you know, being a Ventru, Silas has very particular tastes.
Mhm.
Um,
Layla knows this.
Yeah.
and he has lost all access to that with his family being gone, because he's only able to like sustain himself from his blood relatives.
He's a cleaver.
Oh wow.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so like when he brings in Cassandra,
Mhm.
I have a thought that he sort of like tastes her a bit, because to like see what happens, because like mechanically speaking, drinking from like supernatural creatures does not penalize you for the Ventru clan bane. So I think, and this is a kind of a dark road to walk, but I without his like family being there, I kind of see him turning into a blood leech, instead of a cleaver, and feeding off of kindred blood instead of his family, because that's kind of his only option.
That could end badly.
Maybe.
It
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
But
It certainly could.
But I like the angle though. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yes. I would say he would not become a Diablerist, but
Layla did.
Yeah.
By force. You know?
Yep.
You know, and unless it like really comes down to that at some point where it's like, well, but yeah, I kind of think that's the route he would end up going, just inevitably, because he doesn't really have any other options.
Oh wow. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Mhm.
no, as the story goes on, like Shirley's gonna get more animals like throughout
course.
the years.
Of course.
And a thing about like all of her animals, I was mentioned for her wolf pup that he has problems with seeing due to his albinism. All of her animals actually has some malfunction or mutation that makes them unable to live without human help.
Oh, okay.
And that was
okay.
that's part of her story, is like, yeah, she feeds from her animals, but like they literally could not survive unless she took them in. They would have been killed out of the other zoos.
That makes sense, yeah. And I was going to say that going back to Layla and Silas early on and stuff, Layla was completely oblivious that Silas had more feelings for her than friendship.
Yeah,
no idea,
I mean,
you know?
yeah, I mean, to be fair, he was like definite, just because you know, he hadn't been like romantically involved with anybody since his wife died, but you know, just like slowly as they started getting to know each other and like bonding and spending more time with each other, those feelings sort of just like naturally started bubbling up, which he was a bit conflicted about at first, but it's like, you know, you can't really help those feelings when they're there. So
yeah, but she didn't know. She didn't know at all.
Because he was very much keeping that to himself, because he did not know how she would react to that.
Yeah. Wow.
I will say, I had to watch season 1 before getting on the show, because I feel like I had to coming
Of course,
season
yeah.
2. I feel like it's not the most noticeable, but I feel like Silas had the biggest change throughout the 3 seasons. Silas became a lot more emotionally open with his friends through the 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good way of putting it.
He was a bit more trusting, which, I mean, Layla also had like a decent amount of change, but overall, I feel like Silas was the most drastic, going from "fuck y'all, this is about me only, fuck y'all, I'll sacrifice you all," to just going to wait, hold up, there's 2 people you're not allowed to talk shit about.
Yeah.
Me, those 2, that one over there, don't know who she is, but I like her.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's because you guys did form a coterie. I mean, you know,
we were,
so,
and then everything else happened with the Sabbat and all that. You know? I think Layla's going to need some therapy later.
That was the choice.
Therapist friend.
Okay.
But that was the choice Layla made. I mean, she was. Yeah, it was a hard choice, but it had repercussions, and that's what I kind of warned you. Is it's you're not going to be trusted.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm curious what all of you think. When this season started, how did you imagine it ending?
I don't know. I think Layla spent most of the season just trying not to freak out. You know, so she already killed her bandmate. So I mean, you know, just and she was constantly worried that like Deshaun would kill Doyle. You know, so it's kind of where her head was most of it.
I know for myself, I had a feeling Layla was gonna have the like redemption arc after the final. Which is like a big reason why, like, when I realized like you made that decision like as a player, like you were like solid in it. That's a big reason why I had Dr. Shirley give her phone number to you. And not like her work phone like the others at that point. Was because of the fact I knew like you want that redemption arc, so let me give you the character that's actually good at dealing with issues. For Shirley was not expecting to become like the protege of Malkavians. That was like out of like when that happened. The reason why she asked for the jackets was just me as a player be like, wait, hold on, process what was just said, but like you can't go silent on air to process. Make some bullshit up. Like, no, let her the jacket.
Of the 3 of you, she was the one who was trusted most. Because she really hadn't shown any
she was
I don't want to say independent streak, but hadn't been like, you were kind of like, well, I'm this is my place, I'm staying, I'm gonna, you know, the other 2 weren't trusted. And then when they found out Layla was they found out because they knew somebody was in the Sabbat, but nobody had given them a name directly.
Right.
So but Dr. Shirley, Jesus knew she could be trusted, and basically recommended her as being Primogen. So she gets an office and everything. So just kidding, no office.
She already has an office. It's called her house.
Yeah, just kidding.
She can get a second office somewhere else.
Sure, why not?
Got about 2 more minutes, and then we need to wrap up, folks.
Okay.
Well, you know, Layla and Silas had their moment to have like their build moments in season 1. So let me give you guys a little insight on how we were building Dr. Shirley to end this out. So I watched season 1 and I realized you guys didn't have like a at the healer type who could like, you know, keep you guys sane. But I mean, we had adventure and other things good at investigation, but there was not a lot of support. Like built for support. And so when designing Dr. Shirley, I saw that there was an issue there. And I'm like, how could I fix that? My first thought was, funny enough, Dr. Shirley was not originally a Malkavian when she was built. She was actually part of the set. When I originally built her. She was supposed to be a set member, but the storyteller over here suggested not to go the set for you know story reasons. And now we kind of know why. So I ended up being like, hey, I had just watched Birds of Prey for the 15th time, and I was like, hey, Harley Quinn.
And I kind of made her dial that back just a little bit. I was like, I don't want Harley Quinn in the game.
Yes.
No. You can't do it exactly like that.
So,
we kind of nipped parts of that.
A lot of the inspiration from Dr.
Yeah, that
Harley
I was okay
Quinn.
with, but I was like, you know. too much of the I liked the thing with the animals and stuff like that, but I was like, don't just bring Harley into the game.
Yes.
But, just don't do it.
Yeah, so she was built in a way. When I was looking at season 1, I wanted to have a conflict with Silas, just how Silas was, and
just the nature of his being.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I knew it would be interesting with that. I had no idea how Dr. Shirley was originally going to interact with Layla. Layla was
Okay.
like the blank card when
Mhm.
building Dr. Shirley. I took the animalism main reason because I believe it's season 1. Silas didn't show off a lot of like the animalism aspect of the build.
Yeah, because he only has 1 dot in it.
Yeah,
And,
that just allows you to understand animals, and I wanted to bring in a character who had a bit more, like, we had a social control, really, like Layla was
Mhm.
decently good at social in season 1,
Right.
and I was like, there's an aspect of that that's missing, like the animals and creatures, like the eyes of the city, really. So that was in there. I went psychology because when I was reading the not the animalism, the other discipline she has, I can't remember off the top of my head. Aspect.
Aspects.
It said that you could break someone out of a frenzy or calm them down from a bloodlust. And I took the PhD in psychology and politics through that and worked it with Cobb, that if anyone had a moment where they went into a frenzy and it wasn't available, she could pull people out of it. Like, that was like her main thing for season 2. Never came up, and it really like came up towards the final to like kill the BBEG that she could do that.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, she was made to support like all of y'all, because I didn't
That's cool.
know if I would mesh well with you guys. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take a step back and play the support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because Silas is mainly built for not getting hurt and making people do what he wants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's true. Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. I need to wrap up,
Okay.
but I want to thank everybody who played in the game.
yes.
I
Thank
hope
you for running it.
Of
Yeah.
course.
It was
course.
fun.
Thank you for
It's really
inviting
good.
me to come join in season 2.
Of course. I needed players, so I found Aloysius, I think, on the World of Darkness Discord.
I think so, yeah.
And
You already knew me, so.
and trusted some guy who was just starting to run a game, and I appreciate you hanging in there and joining. And Whispers, found you the same way. I'm glad you were able to come over and join, and Jen's been there since the beginning, so
Forever, yeah.
so and
we have a wonderful chemistry on stream when playing our characters.
I have been incredibly lucky finding good players who mesh with people. Who I haven't had anybody come in and be a problem that I've had to be like, oh my god, this person isn't going to work out. I've just been lucky to find cool people, and
and one day me and Jen will accidentally make characters that complement
The same.
each other.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, and thanks again to everybody who's been watching the whole series. We appreciate it, and it's been a long game. We're going to wrap up. If you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back on Wednesday with a Call of Cthulhu one-shot. That'll be new, and then some Wraith, and then the last episode of Atomic Age Cthulhu. We'll see where that goes. So thanks again to my players, and we'll have a great night, and talk to y'all soon. Okay, bye.
Right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.